today I would go through my favorite products, specifically beauty products, for 2016. And I just felt like this would be a really appropriate video because, as you guys know, and I feel like I mention it all the time, but I mean, it's kind of a big deal. I spent 2016 doing Project 100 Pan, which basically meant that besides the trips that I took, I didn't buy any makeup products, and so I was kind of confined to just the products I had at home, not being able to buy anything and being really forced to use what I had. So it really gave me the opportunity to really try the products I had, especially if I didn't like them. I didn't really have much of a choice. I had to find something else that I could use. So I feel like in 2016 I found a bunch of staples that I love to death that even now when I am free to buy whatever I want, I would always come back to these. So I really hope you find this video useful. First product I want to start with is NARS Sheer Glow. I literally bought this bottle just so I could actually show it in the video and so I could actually use it, because the one that I had been using in 2016 was finished. It was actually the 100th item that I had finished in my list, so I was pretty proud of that. I feel like finishing foundation for me is always such an accomplishment just because I do test so many, especially when I was really active in the beauty blogging scene. I would just test so many at a time, so I never really got to use them up. So I felt like 2016 I got to really try the foundations I had, and this is popular for a reason. It gives amazing coverage. I feel like if you only use one pump, you can get like a good everyday look with it. If you use two pumps, you're gonna get good filming makeup, like really good coverage. There's just really nothing bad to say about it, so definitely one of my staple products. The other product I have is this Rimmel Stay Matte Face Powder. This is in transparent. I know that transparent works best for me. It is probably one of my favorite face powders I've used. If I was very honest, I do have a couple high-end face powders and I haven't really tried them out just because I go through face powder like crazy. Like, I will probably go through 4, maybe 5 of these in a year. I go through them really fast. So for products that I tend to go through very fast, I always feel a bit weird about using very expensive products, even though I buy them, so I should probably use them. But I have to say that Rimmel's face powder is probably one of my favorites. It gives a really, not completely matte, but like a healthy matte sort of finish, if that makes sense. Like, it looks natural. It's very affordable, that's for one. And I feel like it just makes my face look really nice and smooth and even and put together. So definitely one of my favorite face powders. Another one of my favorites is this highlighter, well, more like a brightener. It's Tinted Eye Brightener from Bobbi Brown. It's definitely one of my favorites to date. So the thing about brighteners is that when I first got this, I thought it was going to be like a concealer, so I'd wear it and try and cover up any spots, and it did a terrible job at that. So I tossed it aside. It's kind of like the Touche Éclat. When it was really popular, I didn't really get it, so I just tossed it aside. Well, this year I decided I had to really give it a go. This is perfect for highlighting the area under your eyes. In fact, I'm wearing it now. I usually put like upside down triangles here, sometimes here, blend it out, and it just gives a really, you can see it's highlighted, but it's kind of like, what did you put there? I find that if I have really dark circles that day, then I would usually put a concealer first, then I put the brightener on top of that, and then just pat it, and it's like flawless. So that's how I would use it. I know that a lot of people think, wow, that's a lot of product. Yeah, that's a lot of product. I kind of like makeup, so I use a lot of product. The next is this little eyeshadow. There's nothing really special about the shade. It's just kind of like a taupe shade. But I've used this the entire year. Like, the entire year I've used this in my crease. It hardly looks used. Like, there's no visible dent at all. And I've used it virtually every single day. I love this particular shade, the Cool Tone Taupe shade. It's perfect for when I'm trying to just do a little like bit of dimension to my crease sort of look. So I will buy eyeshadows in this color all the time. But the thing I like about the specific Bobbi Brown, and this is in the shade Cement, probably should have said that at the start, I just feel like it's so long lasting. Like, it just goes such a long way. When I pick up the product, I don't need to dust any off, so I'm not really wasting any pigment because it's quite a hard eyeshadow. So I swirl my brush in a few times and I pick up just enough to do the creases. So that's why I love this so much. I have a couple more eye products. I have the Jill Stewart Gel Eyeliner. This is amazing. I used to think the Bobbi Brown was amazing, which it is. But this just trumps it so much because it's creamy, it's pigmented, and it doesn't dry up. The thing about MAC is that it was pigmented, but it dried up really quickly, so I'd always have to keep trying to scrape the top layer off. The Bobbi Brown, it's very pigment, but it's very wet, so it's kind of had like the opposite effect of MAC. that it was so wet that kind of like if you pick up product and you press down really hard as you apply it, you just kind of get lots of streaks instead, and you kind of have to go over it a couple times. That's what the Bobbi Brown did for me, but I thought it was the best at the time because it never dried up. Now I found my holy grail because this is the perfect marriage between the two. I've had this for a while, hasn't dried up at all, but it's not so wet that it leaves streaks. The other one is a staple for a lot of people. It is the Anastasia Brow Wiz. It's my favorite tool for doing my eyebrows. I just feel like the color matches me really perfectly. This is in granite if you're curious. The pencil itself is hard enough that it allows me to do really light strokes, and then you've got this brush at the end which is great at just shaping it out. So can't say anything bad about this. The only downside maybe is the packaging, because like this thing just breaks apart really easily. Like this is snapped off, that's why it can come off. And I found that the lid can crack really easily, so I've got like sticky tape on this. So package is not very durable, but the product is awesome. I've got a bunch of lip products to talk about. I don't know why I got so into lips in 2016. I suspect it's because I was really looking to use up my products, so then I started using lipstick more often, and then I just kind of got addicted to it, and I just kept wanting to wear lipstick. Granted, I seem to keep wearing the same shade, but hey, I know what I like. So the first one is very clearly used up. It's, oh well, not clearly used up, it's, how much do I have? Okay, I've only got this much left. But this is the Clinique Chubby Stick Intense in Curvious Caramel. What I love about this is that it's got great pigmentation, but it's so moisturizing. So especially if my lips are dry that day, but I still want to wear some color, I will go to this because it just helps smooth out any dry patches, and it leaves my lips feeling really nicely moisturized by the end of the day. So definitely love this. And I also feel that the pigmentation stays on for quite a long time. Unlike a lot of the other lipsticks I have, well, I have one down here that doesn't last very long, this actually lasts quite a bit. I could put this on, I usually do my makeup at about 7 o'clock in the morning when I go to work, and by about 11, 12, I can still see it, so it's a pretty good thing. The one I said didn't last so long is this one here. It is MAC in Syrup. As you can see, also use this quite a lot. Very similar shade. On camera it looks like it's a very similar shade, but in reality it's a little bit more pinkish tone than the Curvious Caramel. MAC lipsticks are MAC lipsticks. They last for a couple hours. They're not known for the longevity. I think to me they're known more for their color range, and I love this smell. They've got this like nice vanilla smell. I just love this color so much. Yeah. So it is a bit more pinky tone. Let me actually, whilst I'm doing this, let me swatch the Curvious Caramel so you can see the difference. There you go. So you can see this is more like neutral, more beige, and this one is a bit more pinky, not as pigmented as you can see. So it is pretty sheer, the MAC one. The other lip product I have here is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick. Yeah. This is a liquid lipstick. I bought this, when did I buy this? I bought this in Hawaii. Okay, I had to think there for a second. I'm like, did I buy it in Europe? I bought this in Hawaii, so only a couple months ago. No, only just about a month or so ago. Because I got back, it was at the start of November. I had been seeing the liquid lipstick craze go on online, and I really wanted to get into it, but obviously I couldn't. So when I went to Hawaii, I went a little bit crazy and just bought a bunch, and I really love this shade. This is in Dusty Rose. I feel like weird that all my shades are not that different from each other, but there you go. It's very pigmented. I love it. Dries matte and it stays on forever. I've gone through entire dinners and it's still on my lips by the end of the dinner. And I love that because it's just so hassle-free. I can put this on just before I leave the house, and if I forget to put it in my bag, which has happened, it doesn't matter, because even when I did put it in my bag in the past, I never needed to use it. The last lip product I have, you would have seen turned up in my advent calendar for Look Fantastic. It is Nude Stick. It's the Nude Stick in Whisper. This is actually meant for your lip and cheek. I would never use this for my cheeks. I see this only as a lip product. As you can see here, well loved. It comes with a sharpener at the bottom, so you can take it off and sharpen it if you want. Haven't had to do that just yet, but since we're swatching, I'm gonna show you what it looks like here. Okay. At least all the lip products I showed you today look different. They're not all the same, but it's so much more beige. It matches my nails a little bit. It's so beige, nude sort of shade. I love it so much. Creme de Nude from MAC used to be my favorite nude lipstick, but in retrospect, I think that makes me look a little bit dead. I feel like this is the perfect nude for me, so I am in love with this. So the next products, they're not really like face makeup, but they're still kind of makeup. And it is these false lashes. I'm actually wearing a pair right now. This is like my other backup pair because I need a backup pair. It is some false lashes from Fleur de Force. She is a really popular beauty YouTuber in London. And I saw these when I went to London last year. And I just love how wispy they were. I'm a fan of wispy lashes, and when I saw these I thought these look so good. So I picked them up, tried them out, and oh my gosh, it's just amazing. They look so good in the packaging and I love them on myself. I actually wore these same lashes on my wedding, so I knew for sure I loved them if I was going to wear them that day. The other makeup product I have is this, not this particular shade, but more I just wanted to show it, this Chanel nail polish. So sometime last year, or the year before, sometime in 2015, I think, I'm not sure, Chanel came out with a bunch of new nail polishes, but they were considered like the long wear nail polishes. So these are, you'll notice that if you see the other Chanel nail polishes, there's more writing on it. This one has very little writing to indicate that it is the long wear version. They try and make them seem like gel polishes, but they're not gel polishes, they're just standard nail polishes that happen to last a very long time. And they do. For me personally, they work so well. I can put these on and I experience virtually no chipping for a solid week, and then maybe the second week I get a little bit of chipping, but by that time I kind of need to take them off because I've got too much regrowth. So I'm such a fan of the new formula from Chanel. I want to collect all the colors because I'm really getting into like the nude nail polishes, so I'm holding out for some more nude shades because I feel like they only had 1 or 2 so far and I've only got 1 nude shade. I think I have 3 or 4 of these polishes so far, so slowly I will add them to my collection. I don't want to go crazy and buy a whole bunch. But yeah, I love these. These are probably my favorite nail polishes right now. So those are all my makeup products. I thought I would show you some skincare products. I have one skincare product that I can't show you because I actually don't have it anymore. I've finished using it up. It's the Bioderma Hydro Bow line. I use the heavy moisturizer and the serum at night for my skincare routine. And it works so well, especially because I have eczema. I feel like it does a really good job at not making it worse and sort of calming everything down. It's definitely my favorite combo for nighttime treatment when I'm breaking out and having trouble with my skin. So definitely a favorite. I definitely have to go repurchase it, but I am trying to be a little economical with my shopping and just try and use up some other stuff first. Speaking of eczema, I recently stumbled across this brand. It was actually recommended to me by a really good friend who also suffers really bad eczema, unfortunately. But he uses this and a couple other products, and I think his dermatologist actually recommended this product to him. It's an ointment, Dermise, but this is so good. So if you are somebody who suffers from eczema and you get prescribed that ointment that has steroids in it from your doctor, I have that personally. I think I use Sigmacort or something, and it's so good because what it does is it kind of peels a few layers of skin when you apply it, so it tries to get rid of the eczema infected skin per se and give you fresh skin. And that's how that works. The thing is, you can't use that for too many days in a row. It's really bad for your skin long term. It really thins it out. Not good. So it's something I wish I could use all the time because it works so well, but I know it's something I cannot use, and this is such a good alternative. This doesn't have any cortisones or steroids in it, so all it is just an ointment. It helps coat any dry patches. I'm not going to say it makes it better, but it really, if you get to a point where your skin is doing pretty okay, but you can feel it getting itchy and an itch is coming on and you think you're going to scratch it and make it worse, use this. It helps so much. It doesn't get rid of the itch completely, but it really does help you manage it better. I love this stuff. You can get it in this tube or you can get it in like a massive tub. I have not upgraded to tub version yet, but I think this is pretty good and I love it. So those are all my favorites for 2016. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Selena reporting for my room. Back to you, internet.